was pre-recorded to be aired at this time. Material contained therein could be time-sensitive, meaning it could be early, expired, or late. Listeners are advised to pay close attention to the details of the program. Again, this program is pre-recorded. Views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the host and guest, and not necessarily those of the staff and management of JJLN Radio. Time now is 7 p.m. Normally here would be the Lady G Show, but taking the place of Lady G Show is the Angel Café with Kathy Navin. That's right, from now on you're going to be able to tune into this program Saturdays at 7 p.m. And then it's going to be retelecast the next 6 days, 24 hours a day. The Angel's Café with Kathy Navin. The phone lines are open. You can call in and be a part of the show by dialing 1-888-778-1436. That's 1-388-778-1436. And you can also contribute to support the show financially by using the world-famous silver button at the top left-hand corner of the viewing portal you're now watching. The show will be recorded, so DVD and audio CDs will be available. We'll talk about that more later, but right now, here we go into the facilities of JJLN Radio, into the studios of America.net for the Angel's Café with Kathy Navin.
Good evening. Hello to all of you out there. Joining us tonight on the Everything Veterans Angel Cafe show is Firefighter distinguished guest Mike Tomko. My friend, our amazing guest, is a celebrated, revered Las Vegas firefighter. He's from Long Island, New York. He also worked as a firefighter there. He moved to this city and worked as a fire communication supervisor with the Las Vegas Fire Department. He is also a former recipient of the Las Vegas Citizens of the Year Award. Welcome to the show, and we're happy to have you.
Oh, Miss Kathy, it's a pleasure as always to be here.
Oh,
always a pleasure.
My God, we're going to tell you a little bit about Mike. He's fought at Ground Zero, but he every year in this state, he and New York Fire Department firefighter veterans, they have a procession of police officers and other first responders and their families, and they go downtown at the Fremont Experience in a parade to remember the people who died during the September 11, 2001 terrorist attacks in New York. And this is the 18th anniversary of the attacks, and it'll probably be the 16th year that the firefighters will be downtown to pay tribute to the fallen friends and family. And there's so much to tell you about this distinguished guest. He was a fire communication supervisor of the Las Vegas Fire Department. He worked with the Clark County Fire Department, and he also he can tell you a whole lot more about what he has done for our for 9/11 at Ground Zero. And we're going to have a video after the second show, and we'll have our prayer number. But we're going to go right to Mike, because tonight he has a host of information. And we're going to start a little bit. You've been a firefighter for at least 30 years. Tell us, what led you to becoming a first responder? Why did you become a first responder?
Well, Kathy, I grew up in New York on Long Island, a small little village called Stewart Manor. My dad was a volunteer fire department my entire childhood. We used to go to the firehouse on Sundays and watch the guys train on the fire trucks, use the fire hoses, drive around town. And it was a big part of our community. So when I graduated high school at the age of 18 in 1976, myself and a large amount of my nutty friends all joined the volunteer fire department. And it was a great experience to do great things for the community, especially back then. And we all had a blast. We all hung out together. We got involved in different community aspects, parades and charities and things like that. So the fire service, be it paid or volunteer, is a very important part of the community.
Absolutely. So now you're growing up. You're in New York, right? You're from Long Island?
I'm from Long Island. Game plan was to become a teacher.
Okay.
But instead, I loved the fire service and I pursued it. And I'm very happy I did.
Wow, and so now, I think we want to learn a lot about this gentleman. He's been working as a firefighter for so many years. So before we get to 9/11, let's take you start your career as a firefighter there.
Started as a firefighter there, became a fire district supervisor in an area in Nassau County. I stayed in the volunteers my entire life there.
Okay.
Completed 23 years of fire service duty.
Wow.
And in 2002 we moved out here for family health reasons.
Okay.
And I'm still here. Here I am.
Okay. All right. Now let's go a little bit to here in the community. You won Citizen of the Year award.
Citizen of the Month for the city of Las Vegas. Again, doing a lot of community projects, getting the public and private sectors together, make the community better, make the community safer, make our parks amazing.
Well, you did a mural project, or you were head of a
we were trying to do a mural project on the firehouse doors involving the local schools, local high school art departments.
Okay.
They're still talking about that back and forth. Kind of went to the wayside a little bit. Now what we do is we do different cool charity stuff. Tomorrow, for example,
Tell us about tomorrow.
We have the Guns N' Hoses Fire Police annual charity baseball game.
Sounds like fun.
It's going to be a blast at the brand new Las Vegas ballpark over in Summerlin.
Okay.
It's a standalone event, so normally it would be the firefighters would play the policemen before 51's game when it was a Cashman. But now that we're in the Las Vegas ballpark, it's just us.
Okay.
So to make it a little more spectacular and a little more better, and to get the community more involved, we've made it a charity day where we've involved some great charities from the community, the MDA, Make-A-Wish, Kids for the Cure, United Way,
oh my God.
the Nevada Childhood Cancer Foundation, and one of my favorites is Derek England's Vegas Born Heroes Foundation.
Wow, so a lot of good worthwhile.
A lot of good worthwhile stuff, and also Derek England, God bless him, has volunteered and offered to be the manager for the Firefighters baseball team. And on the police side, a very good baseball player that used to play for the Philadelphia Phillies, Chicago White Sox, and the San Francisco Giants, Aaron Rowland, is going to be the manager for them.
Wow.
So we have some celebrity sports figures there.
Absolutely.
It's a family day.
What time?
It starts, the gates open at 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
The game starts at 6. The tickets are $20. $5 from every ticket goes back to the charity that you want to support. Any one of those charities I listed, plus a fire department charity and a police charity also.
Okay.
So there will be different awareness tables throughout the stadium. We have the mascots coming out, good old Spruce the Goose and the Aviator, along with possibly Big Rev from the UNLV Rebels.
Okay.
And we're looking at cash and also buckets.
Okay, are you all listening to this, folks? Because this is a great way to make money, and this money is going to be for the police and firefighters.
Firefighters, along with Make-A-Wish and MDA and Nevada
all
Child
the
Cancer, all the other charities that are involved are going to get a piece of the cake on this.
So this might be for last minute. You're hearing this tonight, but veterans out there, let's get together and have a fun time and support our first responders, because we need to show these guys respect and love. Look what they've done and what they're still doing today to make sure we're taken care of and that we stay safe. And when there's a problem, and I saw a fire the other day, and right away you hear those fire trucks. I mean, I think, thank God for you.
And bring the kids to have some fun. We're going to have a touchy truck session where we're going to have fire vehicles, police vehicles, the SWAT team's going to be there, fire trucks, antique fire trucks. We have the infamous Las Vegas Fire Benefit Association clown car, which is we'll be zipping around the field trying to get a couple of kids wet. That should be fun. And they will be there all day. So again, the game starts at 6. The gates open at 5. $20 a ticket. You can get it at Ticketmaster, the Vegas Ballpark website, or Las Vegas Aviator website. And I'm pretty sure you can get tickets at the door when you get there tomorrow.
Okay, but you could go earlier, like you say, and enjoy seeing all the vehicles, and there'll be stuff out there to enjoy.
There'll be a ton of fire trucks, police vehicles, and firefighters and policemen and women to answer all your questions. Show you what the different equipment is for, because as a grown-up, I love some of the toys we have.
Oh, okay.
You never grow up when you become a cop or a firefighter. There's some really cool toys, just like with the military.
Well, my daughter, I talked to her tonight, and she said, Mom, what are we doing tomorrow? And I says, well, I think we're going to be at a fun event. and I don't know that I'll be able to stay for the game, but I think sometime in the day I'd love to come and see all that, and also get that $20 in there to donate to our precious to the firefighters and the police
and the charities.
Yeah.
Just
Right.
to do such humbling, amazing work with these kids, it's amazing. It's great.
Right, and so we're thankful tonight that Mike Tomko is away from his busy schedule. He also, are you part of a walking thing every week, aren't you?
Yeah, we do a walking group every Tuesday and Thursday. We've kind of slapped off all the summer because it was a wee bit warm.
Oh yeah.
So we'll be picking that up again after Labor Day up at the Hualabai Trailhead Canyon Path off of Hualabai north of Alta. So bring your pooches, bring your kitties, come socialize, and we'll solve all the world's problems like we normally do. And it's actually a beautiful park to go walk through. It's all indigenous plants, and little bunnies are running around loose, and the different types of birds. It's kind of spectacular.
Okay, now let's talk a little bit. I in the opening I said something about annual parade downtown. You organized that, did you? Was that
we started this in 2003.
Okay.
Originally we had done it at New York, because of the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
And that is where the memorial was for 9/11. That was set up basically by a bunch of firefighters coming to Vegas, normally on vacation from all over the world, had brought T-shirts.
And had all those T-shirts.
And they had left the T-shirts outside with sayings on it.
It was beautiful, yes.
It was stunning. So we started doing our event there. We did a march over the Brooklyn Bridge because you can't get any closer to New York than New York, New York. That's how we always looked at it.
Yes.
So we did a march over the Brooklyn Bridge, out around the sidewalk. We had the bagpipers. We had the honor guards. We would do a moment of silence on a corner, light a few candles. The bagpipers would play Amazing Grace. And then we would just march back into the hotel, back onto the Brooklyn Bridge, and then we would have something to eat and drink. Poignant, peaceful, to the point, no political speeches, no anything.
Yeah.
In 2011, the memorial was removed from New York, for whatever their reasoning was. So we decided that because they removed it, we couldn't go back there. I felt that it was disgraceful and disrespectful.
Yeah, I wonder why they even made that decision to remove it.
We turned around and we moved the procession and everything to downtown.
Okay.
Which is a great venue. We march right down Fremont Street to the 3rd Street stage. At the 3rd Street stage, we do the national anthem. We have a moment of silence. The bagpipers play Amazing Grace.
It's beautiful.
It is very poignant, and
they have stuff up top.
Right,
the
Fremont Street experience on the Aviva Vision, which is now being replaced with this super high-tech crazy thing. They do an amazing tribute to 9/11.
Oh, they do, yes.
To beautiful music and a song and videos. And then what we do is after that, we march up 3rd Street. We have a giant 40 by 60 foot American flag hanging from 2 fire ladder trucks.
It's beautiful, yes.
At the corner of Ogden and 3rd. We march underneath the flag, which is lit up, incredible. And we march down 3rd Street. We stop in front of the downtown Grand and Hogs and Heppers. Hogs and Heppers, as most people know, is an old New York City saloon. So we'll call it a saloon. A very happy, crazy place. And the reason we picked Hogs and Heppers was that we would do our tribute the same time they would do the tribute in New York.
Oh.
And in New York, the pipers and the honor guards would march into Hogs and Heppers in the meatpacking district.
Okay.
Stand in the street, playing Amazing Grace, go inside, have some collation. And we decided that what if we did it coordinated, so both were done at the same time, both walking into the only 2 Hogs and Heppers on the planet. Right. And that's how the whole thing started with Hogs and Heppers.
Wow.
You know, me, it's a piece of New York. You know, I used to go to the one in New York, and now there's one here in Vegas, and I love going to the one here in Vegas.
So that's great, and that's where you and a lot of your friends meet. And
as we meet, we reminisce. There are some beautiful photos and flags and pictures that were hanging on different fire trucks and over different buildings. Tributes in there. We got a lot of great stuff from firefighters from all over the country, helmet shields, patches, that they just go in there and they see. We call it the flag room.
And is that for your friend Dell? Is Dell the operator of that?
Yes, Michelle Dell. She's the owner and operator. She's an amazing woman, a wildly crazy entrepreneur. She's intelligent. She's smart. And she's got it going on. She really does.
Well,
but again, it's all about bringing a little piece of New York to Las Vegas.
And that's wonderful. And so we're glad that Mike has brought his not only all the betterment of the Las Vegas community, but He's brought a little bit of New York, like you say, and bringing himself here. So we have in studio tonight a Ground Zero 9/11 firefighter, and we're going to ask him on that morning, sir, what were you doing that morning? Were you already at work when you got a call?
At work having coffee.
You were at work having coffee, and like probably many of us across the nation, we really didn't believe. We were in disbelief. Were you in disbelief?
I think everybody was in disbelief. I remember someone asking what movie was it when it was on TV.
Yeah.
You know, we were thinking about those crazy, the flicks was it Armageddon and the other ones where like meteors were hitting buildings and everything was falling down. Yeah. And originally I think a few guys thought that that's what it was, and everyone realized that it was actually really happening.
And, 9/11, even to this day, I remember when you watched that second plane, it was still, when the second plane hit the other town.
It was so mind-boggling.
It was surreal. And I think what's important now is going to be the first class will graduate in 2020, and they will not have been alive on that day. So what you do is by remembering and giving tribute in your parades and all, you're keeping history alive. Why is history important, Mike? Why must they never forget 9/11?
History has made this country great. Some people might disagree with me, but each generation has had their horrific event. My grandparents, their horrific event was Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor was attacked by the Japanese. My parents' horrific day was when JFK was shot in Dallas.
Yes.
My horrific event was September 11, 2001, and I pray to God that the generation behind me never has to experience that.
Absolutely.
And one thing, like you said, the class of 2020 will be the first group of kids that weren't alive for 9/11.
Right.
They didn't live it. They don't know what it's about. And whether it's the educational system or it's politicians, but it seems that a lot of the schools don't want kids to know.
Excuse me, we're going on break, but when we come back, we're going to go right back to Mike. There's so much we want to share with you this evening. Thank you.